Pisces rising. How you doing, Pisces? This is your reading for the Pisces new moon that's happening on the 27th or 28th of February, depending on what part of the planet you come from. Here in the UK, it's going to be about 1:45 in the morning on the 28th, so that will give you an idea of which day this new moon is showing up for you. My name's Chloe. I work with card divination, astrology, and I channel multi-dimensional energies through my body. You just heard some vocal light language, you're seeing some physical light language, and all of this brings in healing, attunement, and activation codes to the messages that want to come through for you. Now, I'm just going to mention this now so I don't forget it. Because everything that goes on in a reading is usually linked into the message that wants to come through. And I sit on this little stool, and while I've been talking to you, I've had to sort of rearrange it quite a few times. Now, this links into your astrology, which I will get to. So I read for the rising sign. So for those of you who don't have Pisces in the first house, look to your natal chart and look to see what house it does fall in. Look to the themes of that house, and you want to apply those themes along with all the other meaning you've got going on in the sign of Pisces to the messages that come through in this reading, because it will be as if that Pisces energy, wherever it falls in your natal chart, has now energetically moved to the first house. So the astrology for the rising sign will always still link in. You've just got to add on your own natal chart meaning on top of it. For example, I've got Pisces over in the 8th house, so to apply the themes of the 8th, and the only thing I've got there is my part of fortune, which is an astrological point, so I'd apply the meaning of that as well as the meanings of the 8th house to the messages that come through. As always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So, Pisces, hi. How's that North Node doing for you? If you've not caught the Pisces North Node, Virgo South Node transit series, I cannot recommend it enough. That energy was wild, really supportive. It's got its own playlist, so it's really easy to find. And obviously, we're working with the Pisces energy this time, and so it's really being amplified by the North Node being there. But this is not an eclipse. Even though the North Node's there, this moon is happening. This moon is happening at 9 degrees and 40 minutes of Pisces. So if you've got stuff around those degrees, you're going to feel this more. It's going to be a stronger energetic influence, but it doesn't really matter because we've got so much stuff happening at the end of Pisces as well that pretty much wherever you've got anything in Pisces, it's going to be influenced by this new moon. And it's not an eclipse because the North Node is over at 27 degrees. So it's really, really far away from that North Node. So it's not a literal eclipse, but as I said, the North Node is still there. So it's amplifying everything in Pisces. So we've got a flavour of the upcoming eclipses. We're going to have one in Virgo. That's going to be the full moon that follows this new moon. But this new moon isn't. But this is lovely. I've done a collective reading, and this is where I've broken down the astrology in a lot more detail. Pulled collective tarot cards for the most integrated and expansive intention of that new moon. So if you want a deeper dive in this new moon, pause this video, go watch the collective reading, come back and then watch the rest of this, because the collective reading acts as a baseline for what's going to show up here. So I'm going to be focusing predominantly on the houses for you with this moon, and not really get into the weeds of the astrology, as that's all over in the collective reading. I'm also going to be working with the tarot in a different way. I'm also using a new deck here. This is the Bauer tarot, and it arrived yesterday, and it's very intuitive, it's very imaginative in its transmissions, and so I really wanted to bring that in with the Pisces readings. And I'm going to be shuffling this deck while I'm talking about the astrology for you, my Pisces, and then at the when that's done, I'm going to take 4 cards from the top of the deck to create a grid, and this is going to be what's the intention at the center, what's the root of that intention, and then the crown of that intention, and then the card that comes on this side is going to be what we're letting go in the lead up to the new moon, and then the one on this side is going to be how to work with it, how to bring momentum to the new intentions that you're setting. We're also going to be getting a card from 2 different oracle decks as well. So Pisces rising, this is happening in your first house, the house of the self, the embodiment of either your sun or your moon. It all depends if you've got a day or a night chart, which gives information to your ascendant. And so this is the lens in which you move through the cosmic waters. It is through your actions and your deeds. It's your body, your character, your sense of self, and often how other people see you. Love a new moon in the first house because this is a reboot after everything that you've learned over the year, right? This is a rebirth of self with the integration of all the lessons that you've been working on, all the upgrades and downloads that you've been getting now. This is solidifying all of that and then launching a new frequency for you. So planting new seeds around this time around who are you? Finding a deeper connection to who you are, establishing a stronger connection to that sense of self, and then how you take action. So being able to walk your talk. If you're suffering from body image or sense of self, you can set intentions to help release those things over the next 6 months. Oh, that reminds me, this energy that's coming through in this reading is serving you up to the Pisces full moon in Virgo season. So this is going to unfold over the next 6 months. So you can do a 2-pronged effect of activating a higher integration and connection to self, as well as releasing those limiting beliefs around the self that you can let go of and dissolve. Great thing to do around a new moon is change your bed linen, right? And have fresh new energy as you sleep. Now there is so much going on in the sign of Pisces. You must be feeling it. This new moon is going to be conjunct Ceres, and this is very much bringing some very nurturing energy. Saturn, Mercury, the North Node, and Neptune are all conjunct one another at the end degrees. And so this is really establishing a clarity of vision, right? That helps you build with integrity in the way that you communicate, in the way that you understand yourself, and bringing more of that magical reality into your being. By the time we get to this new moon, Mars will have gone direct, which is really lovely for everybody. So the moon is influencing Mars, and so it's really allowing you to connect to your creative energy, which is where Mars is, in the way that you understand yourself, bringing more joy and pleasure into your life in how you see yourself and how you embody yourself. Got the Knight of Cups come out in the pre-shuffle while that was happening. Now, Jupiter traditionally rules Pisces, which is what I work with, and Jupiter is over in Gemini, and so Jupiter is influencing this moon from your 4th house of your roots and your foundations, your ancestors, both blood and soul lineage, the parental figures, the roof over your head, and the things that you do in private. I like to see a tree in the natal chart, and the 4th house is the root system. We need strong roots in order for our tree to grow. So Jupiter's influencing this sense of self, of helping you connect to your stability, how you create and build in the world from strong foundations, bringing in support from the ancestors to help soothe any wounds around self and activate a higher integration of your wisdom based on all the experiences that you've had in your life and that of past lifetimes. Jupiter's wanting you to be more open and curious, engaging with information, ideas, and really allowing the sense of Jupiter in the 4th. I love it. You get a lot of wisdom when you're at home, really feeling good about your root system. So this is a sense of power, a sense of knowing, a sense of abundance coming in from the strength of your roots that's facilitating this upgrade. This upgrade in how You understand yourself. Now, the fourth house can hold a lot of trauma, understandably, with the ancestors and the parental figures. And so this can really help make peace with a lot of that, and really let go of the shackles of the conditioning that we receive in our early years, the wounds that we take on from past life energy that's giving you a stronger sense of freedom within yourself. Just got the lovers in, the Two of Cups in reverse. Sorry, it looks a bit like the lovers. The Two of Cups in reverse, and this is a sense of disconnection. The sense of lack of respect, honor, and dignity in the emotional body. And I really feel like this is clearing out the wounds of that with Jupiter, like genuinely just making peace with a lot of stuff that's, you know, being part of your foundational system, that's then allowing you to find new pathways that are linked into how you understand yourself and not the conditioning. Now Mercury rules Gemini, and where's Mercury? Well, Mercury's over in Pisces. So we've got this feedback loop. It's between Jupiter and Mercury in the signs of Pisces and Gemini. So your first and fourth house is the house of self and your foundations. Now this is called mutual reception. They are psychically hotlined with each other. They are facilitating each other's journey. They are amplifying that connection, that energy, of really being able to bring in the magic of source into our new neural network, right? Our pathways within our mind, that's really allowing us to see the magical reality, right? And have confidence and feel this faith within it in your foundational energy. And they're ruling the whole chart. Right, 1, 2, 3. Let me try and pull this up a bit further. I've never done a reading in this way on this channel. It's exciting. So first up we have at the center, this is like the core intention of this new moon that's going to unfold over the next 6 months. We have the sun, the sense of self, that vision, that clarity, right? The freedom, the joy. You see this bright sunlight here, and we've got this figure with the sun pouring into their sack, guiding them moving forwards. There's this sense of you have everything you need with you. As you move and walk through the world. We've also got what looks like acorns at the bottom, all of these seeds that are being planted at the time of this new moon that is helping you on your path, helping you as you embody and walk your talk. I mean, I think I even said that phrase. And you see here there's quite a lot of dense foliage in the background. It kind of looks like a bit of a forest, but this figure isn't in the forest. And interestingly, I brought in that Mars energy, and Mars is over in your 5th house of your creation energy, your joy, your freedom, and the inner child is there as well. And in the sun card in the traditional Rider-Waite Smith is a child right on a horse, right? This sense of confidence, this liberation energy that's coming in. So at the focal point is your clear vision of yourself and your path and how you move forwards, right? And then we've got these acorns at the root of you, right? Your foundations that are being planted at this time, that's giving you the energy, the strength to keep on going. Very, very powerful card to get at the center and the root of it. Now let's look at what you're letting go of in the lead up to this new moon. This is another major arcana, and this is the Hermit. Right, so this is the Virgo energy. This is the inner wisdom, this retreat from the world to cultivate and work out who you are, right? This going, the hermit's not bothered about what the outside world thinks of them. They understand that they have to retreat inwards and find their inner wisdom. So one, I feel like this is closing out a particular part of a cycle. If you think this is a year-long transit that's being activated, closed out, and then activating a new year-long transit, of the new moon in your first house, of all the wisdom that you've been gathering, all of this illumination, these ideas, these sense of visions and clarity that have come through this sense of internalization of who are you, where is your wisdom that isn't interconnected with the outside world. This journey that you've been on, this deep knowing within yourself, this is closing out now, and you're taking it out on the road. Now let's look at what the root energy is for the sun. We got the 7 of Cups. This is really fascinating. I haven't looked through all of this deck. I haven't seen all of the cards. I don't like doing that because I'm not a fan of spoilers, and then you can really work with your intuition. See this little figure here? This feels so powerful and linked back to the inner child. This little figure, they don't look scared. They look curious to what's going on here, right? And this is more of a darker aspect, but it feels like these figures are chasing away something that has been really heavy and restrictive within this lightness of being here. But you're not scared of this process. There's this awareness of structures being pulled down, structures being released. And you're really open to it. You're really open to the process of that cleansing. And instead of being scared, there is this vast curiosity. And if we think about that Jupiter energy in your 4th house of your roots, right, we can, as I say, learn a lot of things. We can have a lot of trauma in the 4th, that this little figure isn't being bound by it. They're observing the releases, the purging, the letting go of certain structures within your life that have felt heavy, have felt dark, that haven't been a part of you, because you see this figure is in white and all of this is in black, and that's not being judgmental on either of these colors. And we've got all the spirits of if you think of the hermit disappears into the forest. It's the wild man in the woods, and with that cultivation, there's like some spirit guides within you, like these. You see these we've got the owl, we've got this what looks like a horse. We've got the wolves, who are actually, really family orientated, chasing away this figure that seems like it's had, it's just twisted your understanding of yourself. The 7 of Cups, in terms of the traditional Rider-Waite, for me it's a channeling card. Let me, because I'm going to put that really high up. It's also the sense of bringing fantasy into it, right? And so it's activating a clarity of your own magic in your root system, as shown by the grey/white color of this little child, and releasing any blockages around you connecting to your magic in your root system. If we think about the ancestors, certain stuff that we've learned, certain we take on stuff in order to heal in our own lifetime of the wounds of the past, and this feels like a big cycle around that. Is now it's the you've done all of that, and now it's the releasing of that. It's bringing you a clarity around your own magic. Now at the crown, oh my goodness, another cup card. This is the 8 of Cups, and this card is what this feels like to me is no longer being a martyr, right? So if you see this image here, we've got, Christ on the cross here, and everyone's focusing in that direction, at this sense of the death, right? And that martyr energy that certain stories link into the Christ consciousness, and this figure is naked and stepped away from that. They are no longer a part of that martyr energy. They are being reborn, and not limited, because you see they're really they're not disconnected, but they're really far away from this quite dense frequency with all of, you think of all the past lives where we've connected to kind of like a death cult, and this figure is stepped out of it, and they're now reclaiming back their energy. And the Eight of Cups is about walking away from unconscious responses, unconscious programming, and getting a higher perspective. So again, a lot of links into the root system of recalibrating that root system to let this sun, this confidence of you walking your own path. You see the middle card, it's just one figure. We've got quite a lot going on here. We've got quite a lot of other energies going on here. And it's all condensing down, so you are liberated in your own vision. Now, how to work with this energy? Oh, we got the lovers. Hi, Gemini. So this is how to work with this energy. And this is the lovers is like, this is a deep union between the masculine and feminine. And you see all the sort of snowdrops, and we've got birds here, and these are all birds, lots of clear, it's all very light energy. There's a playfulness, there's a rhythm, they're dancing of who they are, and the integration of self, of how you move forward, of a lightness of being, of receiving messages, of having this sort of rebirth. Snowdrops come at spring, and the unification of your masculine and feminine energy through the state of connection, of joy, of your being in your own rhythm, so you can make your own choices. And obviously the Lovers card, as I said, is the Gemini card, and so we're bringing in that sense of lightness of being. So you might want to do practices and work with this of seeing this smoke, this shadow aspect come out. It's never to shame it, it's part of the process. And then draw in the light, draw in the messages. Focus on this sense of renewal within yourself. You might want to, in the little moments, have a little dance, a dance with yourself, dance with source, and see what messages come through. It's very powerful. You got 3 major arcana for the middle section, and then 2 cups, which is obviously water, your intuitive body. And this, it's such a lovely shift away from the entanglement with the outside world, the entanglement with past lives and previous energies, and allowing this reunification of who you are, of both the feminine and masculine within you, the yin and the yang of it all, through dance, through play, through the joy of love, so falling in love with yourself again. Right, we're going to get 2 oracle cards for you, my loves. That was, you got a bonus card from Rainbow Brainskull. Right, what order these want to be read in? So let's get the first card up. So this is your first one from Rainbow Brainskull. There is no such thing as the end, only the strangest change there has ever been. That really ties in with the root and the crown energy, which are very, very peculiar images, and that the change that's happening for you might feel so far removed from what you think you are. And there's more magic coming. This feels very magical with all those birds, with this sense of flow, with this sense of union with source, with this union with the flow of life. This unfolding of this may just feel, oh, the energy feels different, right? And as in, it feels strange to what you've probably been used to. Being in awareness is a never-ending mystery with no finale. Don't fear the end, it is only change. Don't fear change, it is never the end. So maybe there's like some stuff coming up that's going to be released that you've thought is so fundamentally you, but it hasn't been you. It's not you. And it just might feel a bit discombobulating. And so if it does, lean into the dance, play your favorite song, get into a state of motion and allow these energies to release from you. You know, this figure is naked, right? So it's this element of being stripped bare to bring in the sun, bring in this power of you've got everything you need in order to walk your path that is sovereign to you, right? To your sense of self. And then we have tantric journey. The frequency of tantric journey helps us to unlock the hidden knowledge and wisdom that we intrinsically hold about how to reach a state of wholeness and completion through our sensual experiences with ourselves and with another. The journey into Tantra is about expansion of consciousness. The word Tantra can be translated as that which goes on expanding. It primarily uses the senses as a pathway towards focusing the mind and ultimately letting go of that mind to reach a state of internal oneness, right? The unification through play, through the senses, the things that bring you delight, the things that activate that love frequency. Through sexual sensation, one of the most powerful sensations humans can experience, we can achieve a state of union within ourselves or with another. As spiritual beings in a corporeal vehicle, we can access our multidimensional nature through our physical body, letting our senses guide us into a vast universe that lies right beneath our skins. The tantric journey image shows the intersecting triangles as a reference to the union between the masculine and feminine, you can't make it up, where the upward triangle represents the masculine and the downward triangle the feminine. The purple represents the connection to source as a basis of our expanding consciousness. The petals and the orange center represent the second chakra, the seat of our sexual expression, as well as our emotions and our creativity. Now remember, I brought in Mars, who's over in your 5th house of creation energy, but that's also about romance and dating and love and pleasure and all of those things. But at your root, it is your pure creation energy of how you create, how you find pleasure and joy in your own life. We don't have to externalize this to a romantic relationship, and just it's falling in love with your body, your senses, and how you feel. The petals in the orange center, already said that. The swirling circles, the ones in the center and the larger ones in the background, represent the part of our origin that is off planet. Blue is associated with clear expression of truth. The Shi Yantra is visible in the center as a representation of the integration that takes place through union. Squares represent the form-based world that we experience as spiritual beings in a physical body. Shut up. So it's got a little sort of try this section. Put on some music that you like. Stand up and close your eyes. Now slowly start moving your body. Just let it flow and move in any way that feels good. And don't think or judge, just feel the flow. Whoa, that's almost like word for word. Remember that you can bring this flow into your daily life, whether you're walking through the grocery store or you're sitting in traffic. The flow is available at any time. All you have to do is connect to it. Pisces. Oh my days. That is wild. So your final oracle card is this one. Me, also me, also me, also me. You contain multitudes. Stop trying to shrink yourself down to a single thing. Accept the different seasons of your personality. You know, and part of that is to really be in a flow and have unconditional love for all of the energies within us, right? Sometimes we go through difficult cycles. Sometimes we feel difficult energies. And just to throw love at it, they've put it over the Lover's card, and not to shame or reject or hide. This card, is giving off the energy of a bit of a difficult thing. We've got stuff going on in Scorpio as well, and that is simply just another version of ourselves. And the more we reject and dismiss this energy or be in fear of it, remember, this little thing is so curious at what's going on. They are not scared. They're enjoying the process of the curiosity of life. They're working through these parts of self, and the way to become integrated is to make peace with all of it. And with such a big transformative change, right? This is the precursor to all of the eclipses of, there may be some difficult things that show up. There may be situations where you might revert to being in martyr zone, right? Of not being seen properly and not being valued in the way that you would like. And it's wanting you to when those things come up, you may notice you're not responding in the same way, as well as perhaps working through and doing some deep healing. And all of that is very powerful and very beautiful for the experience of coming back to the truth of who you are, which is the sun, right? That vibrancy, that light, that sense of clarity and freedom of the self. Right, Pisces, I'm going to leave there. 30 minutes on the money as I looked at the time. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated. If it did, hit that like button, leave me a comment. The oracle cards that are underneath all of these, I always pull them before doing any transit, and it will be the last reading that I do in this transit. So you might, and the message that's just vibrating off of it is very powerful. I'm here for it. So you might want to come back and check out when the oracle reading is out. Right, my loves? Pisces, hi. Be good to yourselves, be good to those around you, safe travels, and be well until we meet again.